Okay, I'm very excited. I'm having Ina here today in the podcast, and Ina is from Fuvahmulah from the Maldives, an island in the very south of the Maldives. And we want to talk today about sharks and also about Ina's story, how he developed his businesses, because he has also various passions that he's interested in. So, yeah, hello, Ina. Nice to have you here.
Yeah, nice to meet you. How are you?
How do you want to maybe introduce yourself for the people that don't know you yet?
Yeah, so my name is Ina, as you said. I'm from Fuvahmulah. It's a very remote island in the Maldives, down in the south. Um, we are known for having a lot of tiger sharks around our island. And yeah, I have a dive center, a company that takes people shark diving and do it safely, and we are known for those kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's one of the thing that I'm known for, I guess.
Okay. So you said before when we were talking in Fuvahmulah that it's not the only business that you're having with the dive school, right?
Yeah.
So what else are you doing?
So currently I'm involved in quite a lot. The dive center is where I started, and I have some real estates in US. I have a wetsuit company that I'm involved in. It's called Shark Stop, which is a bite and tear resistant material that we make wetsuit out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and to protect from shark bites. And also I have a hotel that I'm building right now. I have a buildware and hardware import and retail business on the island. And also, I'm currently involved in a massive solar project, basically providing solar energy for the island. Um, yeah, so there's some few things that I'm involved in and doing all at once.
Okay. Would you say that you have always been like that you always did multiple things, or how did it come up to have like this variety of businesses that you are leading?
Um, I think I've always been very driven to learn new skills and new things. I was not always interested in doing one thing or limited to one location or doing something all the time. Because I get bored very often, so I need to do different things all the time. So although ocean is my passion, sharks are my thing, always, but on the side I always need for my mental health, I would say, like, to do something different and learn something new. So I guess that's where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And when my business from shark diving went pretty successful, eh, obviously opportunities came, and I saw different things that I could do with friends or with other people. That's how I went into a lot of other things. Yeah.
With which age did you start all of this? Like, how was your past regarding business? Did you start right away since you were out of school, or did you study something? Like, how was your way?
No, actually, when I finished my school, high school, I went to resort and worked on the resorts until I was 30, 31. And then went back to the island. And my first business is actually Pelagic, the dive center itself. So within last 5.5 years, I managed to grow my business and invest on other things and doing everything that I do as a business is within last 5.5 years. That being said, all the time that I spend working in resorts, that's where I learned all the skills and networking things that is necessary, or the mindset to run a company successfully. That's where I learned. So I would say, that those 16, 17 years, I was preparing myself for to start a business. And once I started, I had all the skills that is necessary to run a company successfully.
Mm-hmm. What would you personally say is the most important skills for being a company owner or having your own business?
There are many, yeah, I would say, but for me, it is consistency. I would
Mm-hmm.
say. I think a lot of people start a lot of things, not necessarily businesses, right? Personal goal, like for example, working out. It's a great example. So many people start workout for different reasons and they quit within 1 or 2 weeks. They can't consistently do it. So I think regardless of what you do, the most important thing is getting up in the morning and just show up and keep doing what you, even if you don't want to do, if you don't like to do what you're doing, you just still need to show up and do what is necessary to do. Everything I do, I don't like it. Some of the things I do, I hate doing it, but I know that is necessary, so I get up and do what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Many people who are listening and clients of mine, they are also very various interested, similar as you, and have like are easily bored. I'm also like that. So, and many find difficulties in having a clear focus still with all the different like variety of topics. How do you yourself manage that? Like you have several things going on that are in, I mean, the ocean is somehow the core, like the main topic from all of the businesses you're having, but still they're in very various fields, right? So how
Yeah.
do you manage to not get overwhelmed by that?
It's I hope I can explain this in a way that people understand it. As much as I love my businesses and what I do, I'm also extremely detached from everything I do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if that makes sense
Makes sense, yeah.
because I don't work for money. I don't work for status. I don't work for any of it. I do what I do for myself. And even if I lose everything I have right now, I will be exactly the same tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I take risk. I'm not attached to whatever I have, money, status, none of it. I'm not attached to it. So that gives me the mindset of going and doing whatever I want to do. Whenever I feel like to do, I just go and do. And if the outcome is good, it's great. If not, what am I gonna do? Isn't
Mm-hmm.
there nothing I can do? So I have a very different mindset when it comes to those things. And then a lot of things I do is like I take it as a personal challenge to learn and to understand new skills, new things. And money is not a goal, it's never been a goal for me. Obviously, when you work hard, the byproduct is you also get money. Yeah, so that's basically the mindset I have.
Mm-hmm. Would you say you grew up with that through your family, or how did you, or is it like a religious thing or yoga? I mean, there's so many ways, or spirituality to detach yourself, or is it just something that you observed by someone else, or how would you say did that come up?
I think I don't do yoga, I don't do meditation, I don't have any, I do workout, I go to gym,
The
and
ocean, I mean, that's also.
yeah, the ocean, I would say, is meditation. But no, I don't think I have looked up to someone or something necessarily. It's just what feels right to me.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to my instinct, my gut feeling, what do I want, what makes me feel better, and I do what I feel like to do whenever however I want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's having self-awareness and understanding about yourself. What do you want? And I don't care about what other people think. I don't care what my friends or family says. Of course, I listen to them. I hear them, but doesn't necessarily I do. Sometimes they make sense and I would do things that they ask, but most of the time yeah, I just have self-awareness, I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Would you say, are you bit rebellious when it comes, I don't know, in your family or the society you grew up? Would people maybe say you're a bit rebellious, or is that something that is just a common thing to do?
I think I would say I'm the rebel kid for sure in the family. And growing up, I did felt like when we were doing a group activity, let's say in the society, sometimes let's say for example, Eid celebration, and we with group of friends, we will organize some things so some activities to do together, and I always looked at things differently at the school and or even when we went to play football in the local level, the way trainings and everything was done, I always had a different approach to things. I saw things bigger or further. I was able to imagine things more in the distance rather than short term. So yes, it was always a challenge to explain where I'm coming from to my friends or people around me or at the school. So I had to find a way to do everything the way I want to without involving people around me. So that's how probably I became very self-sustaining person because I had to rebel and not necessarily proving anything, but doing what I want to do without having to engage other people much.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you would say that you started all of this by yourself, but you have a lot of people that are working with you now, right?
Yes, I have lots of people now, obviously, internationally and locally. A lot of people work for me. And I think I managed to um, earn a lot of respect in our community, even though it is small. And also within the shark industry, I managed to make a name for ourselves and company and myself. So a lot of respect for what I've done. As you have seen, the dive center itself is running probably one of the most successful dive center in the Maldives, and that put me in a position where I can handpick whoever I want work with, or bring it on the team. So yeah, right now I'm in a really good position to make those decisions for myself. Yeah.
Hmm. What would you say? How long did it take you? Like, in which age did you realize, okay, I want it differently than the others, and I don't care, I will do it my way? Has that always been the case, or in which age have you been more confident to really go ahead then?
Always been the case. Whatever I have done, not necessarily business, even in work environment, when I was working for the resorts and stuff, I always, yeah, was able to convince my superiors, okay, this is how I want to do things. And then eventually, when I became managerial positions in resorts, when I have more, authority to do things, I was able to do things very differently than other people or who done the same job in the past and prove my employers, there's different way of doing things,
Hmm.
marketing, running a dive operation and everything. So one of my last company that I worked for before I started the business, the owner of that company became my business partner now, and I managed to show him how to run a dive business in a very different way. So he was super impressed about my work when I worked for him for 3 years. And when I started Pelagic, he wanted to be part of it and I really like him. He became one of my best friends. And now we have a business together. And he doesn't say anything. None of my business partners say anything. They completely have trust on me, and I get to do whatever, whenever, and however I want to do.
Hmm. I think this is a very good example what you're explaining here, that even if you feel like you're standing out, you don't fit in the group or something, or in school or wherever, because a lot of clients that I'm having have that feeling that they are sometimes even more smart than their environment, without judgment, just that is the case. And I think if you really follow that, you will find your people eventually, as you have it now, right? You have this community, you found your place in the shark industry, and now maybe others are looking up to you or feeling inspired or whatever. So yeah, it's a big advice to really follow, no matter if people think, I don't know,
Yeah.
you're crazy or whatever. Um, so the tiger sharks, have you been growing up on the Fuvahmulah Island itself, or how did you come so passionate about tiger sharks?
I grew up in Fuvahmulah, and as a young kid, I spent a lot of time in the water and swimming or free-diving, surfing, collecting, taking octopus or taking lobsters at night. It was very comfortable in the water. My family history, my father, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, everyone had been very connected to the sea, like most of the people on the island, right? So sharks were nothing new to me. I've seen them always in the water. I was always fascinated by them, but I also didn't know growing up is a special thing because I grew up with that. But when I started working in resorts and as I grew up, started meeting more and more people who go end of the world to see one shark, and I was like, yeah, that's nothing, we have them all around our island. And obviously, with understanding of the threat to the sharks, the population going down, so many of them are being killed. Shark finning I didn't know how big it was until probably 10, 15 years ago. And obviously, with those understanding, my passion for sharks grew more and more. And obviously, opened the business, and that opened the door for a lot of things in terms of conservation, in terms of safety, training, employing people, and inspiring people, and so many opportunities opened. And I try to, do as much as we can to protect and to conserve what we love, and obviously spend as much as time I could with them underwater, trying to understand them, uh, you know, yeah, play with them sometimes and inspire the people by showing them videos and contents and stuff like that. Yeah.
What would you say? What would you give someone as an advice that is scared of being in the ocean because of sharks? Because I had many people, like I was also working as a dive master and surf instructor in Portugal, and I met a lot of people throughout travels as well that they're having a fear of the ocean, and that yeah, somehow are limiting themselves because they are afraid of sharks. Sometimes even if it's no shark around and that area is not even known up for sharks at all. Some people have these fears when they can't see what's underneath or whatever. What would you give as an advice? Yeah, what do you think?
I think for a lot of people who have never seen a shark, they have this fear based on a video or a news or a movie or something they have seen in media, and they base their fear on that. I think they have to come out of their fear and just go in the water with professionals like us or any other place around the world. Just get in the water and have a look.
Mhm.
Go in the water with professionals that you can trust to keep yourself safe, and get in the water and face it. I think that's the only way, because they have already um, have this fear in their head. They can't just get rid of it unless they face their fear. So people who are scared just get in the water with the professional, and people who aren't scared and but who never been in the water just, yeah, do the same thing and understand, read about them. Because sharks don't attack people whenever they see people. That's not what they do in the ocean. So if you go to our Instagram and see, I would be surrounded by 30, 40 big tiger sharks and still I'm fine. They don't come every direction and try to attack me. They don't do that.
I mean, I've been freediving with you in Fuvahmulah with the tiger sharks and also tried the scuba. And for me, like my very first time with big sharks was in Fiji's with bull sharks. And I have to say that I was very nervous before with the bull sharks. And it was very crazy to just sit down, like kneel down and just watch the bull sharks going above the head, super close. And it was amazing, but also very thrilling. And now with the tiger sharks, I felt much more comfortable. A lot of people tell me, whatever trips I'm going to, they're like, "Oh, how can you do that? Wow, you're so courageous." And many people, they can't even put themselves in a situation imagining doing such things, like to dive or swim close to tiger sharks, for example. And yes, okay, you said, yeah, just jump in and do it. But I think there's a much bigger challenge for some people that are not grown up by the sea or that have never been in such a situation facing a big animal underwater, right? So what do you think like helps? Like I think it's always good to get to know the animal before, right? Like
Yeah.
scientifically, biologically, just, I don't know, to really find curiosity about the animal itself, right?
Yeah, I think people can, if you are considering to get in the water, or if you're curious about sharks particularly, just read about it. Again, go on social media, not don't consume the not negative content. Like there are so many people like Ocean Ramsey or myself and Juan and so many people in that space who would educate and explain how we do things, the safety we put in place to uh, dive with these predators. And I think essentially it's how life works, right? Even if you want to start a business, most people have great ideas, but they don't do it because they're scared. It's the same, you're curious with tiger sharks or sharks in general or get in the water, but you're scared to do it, but you just have to do it. I don't think there's any magic pill that you can take, or there's nothing I could say unless you yourself do it, and it goes across everything that you do in life, not necessarily swimming with sharks, everything. So a lot of people are scared to do so many things. People are scared to walk into the gym because someone will judge them for their workout routine or their formation. uh, someone will have a great idea to start a business, but they're scared to do because they don't know if you're gonna get successful or not. Same thing, you want to get in the water, you're curious about the sharks, find the right place to go and just take the step, trust the people who do it, and do it successfully and professionally and safely, and just go in the water with them and understand them, face your fears and challenges. And I think that's what I can say.
100%. I mean, that's what I'm preaching all the time. Like, just do it, just try it out. Because from my experience, I tried a lot of different things, lived in different countries and all of that. And I think the self-confidence comes with while you're doing it, right? I mean, before, every time any change was coming or whatever, I was like nervous and I was doubting myself, like, oh my God, what am I doing again? Why can't I live like a boring life? But like every time when I was in the situation, I was so happy that I did it. And afterwards, like the confidence is growing, you're getting more comfortable about it, right? So it's like the confidence doesn't have to be there before. I think that's coming in the process of it. So I 100% agree with what you're saying regarding that. You said some things that are quite interesting, I think, in the beginning about this one business that you are producing new wetsuits that are protecting from shark bites, right?
Mhm.
So, how did you come up with that? I mean, with that idea probably while you were diving with the sharks, right? But how did you come up with that in a material like that? And how did you?
Honestly, it has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't made the product. I didn't create the company.
Mm-hmm.
I just one of my friend Andre, the brand is called Shark Stop, by the way. You can look online. Is There's a whole paper written about it. And actually today also I saw news, ABC News or something reporting about the material in our brand. So my friend Andre, he found out this guy who invented this material and wanted to do a wetsuit using this material, but that he was pretty old guy. He didn't know how to do the marketing and stuff. And when and Andre bought bought the company, and he approached me uh, to do it with him. Then I bought some shares in the company and went into the business. And uh, yeah, so that's how obviously when you explain the product for someone who loves sharks and being around the sharks all the time, it's very attractive and interesting for me. And every business I go into, I have to love it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to want to do that. Otherwise, I don't do it. So there's this one of those projects that I took on, and it's going quite successfully right now. We were in DEMA last year in Las Vegas in November, and trying to get some major contracts with some defense contract within like major, um, yeah, navies and stuff like that across the world. So
So, who are your biggest customers regarding that then?
right now it's online. So our website, we are working on quite big projects at the moment, but right now, yeah, it's online retail.
Online retail, but what I mean is like which kind of
Oh
customer?
yeah, the surfers, safety divers, spear fishermen, and people who go diving with sharks in general as well. A lot of people buy to go, let's say, to come to Formula. And if you're not very sure, if you want to have one last layer of defense, let's say, uh, people buy that, yeah, for different reasons. And we're trying to produce more products like gloves, hoodies, and things like that as well.
And how does it work? Like, so there could be no shark bite reaching the skin, or how?
Yeah. So we did the test in Australia with the great whites in Neptune Island. So they had the pressure plates and everything, and the strongest bite from an adult female, we the hole is only big enough to put my pinky through the hole.
Mm-hmm.
So the way it works is actually, I think, 50% stronger than Kevlar,
Mm-hmm.
uh, 20% stronger than steel and things like that. It's a pretty strong material. But obviously, if you're wearing it, if the shark bites you, it will still break the bones and, mess you up a bit, but you will stay intact.
Mm-hmm.
You will not bleed to that. It will not tear through your muscles and, arteries and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't lose a arm or a leg.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible what
Yeah.
technology these days is able to
Yeah.
do. It's crazy. Okay. There has been a situation where I was diving with you with the free diving, where sharks were going after me, right? And I have to personally say that I wasn't worried at all about it because I knew you are behind me, his Santi is behind me, so I have to say that I wasn't really paying attention 360 degrees around me as it should be probably. And when I turned around, I saw already that you were redirecting the tiger shark, right? So when someone is going in the water, obviously you have to be aware all the time that there's tiger shark. The tiger shark can come from every side, right?
Mhm.
But how would you approach people to dive with them, even though you guys are around?
I would say if you, first of all, places like Formula, there's nowhere in the world like us, right? In most places you would go in the world, you don't have these kind of encounters. There are very few places, Hawaii, Formula, maybe Bahamas in Tiger Beach or Bimini. But the other places you would mostly see if you are recreational snorkeler or free diver, scuba diver, some reef sharks and things like that, right? And as long as you keep your awareness, you're fine. You see where the shark's coming from. If it approaches too close to you, point your fin towards it, uh, they will swim away. If you go to places that have this known to have sharks like us or anywhere else in the world, then don't go by yourself. Always go with the best company, the safest company, who do your research online, ask question before you book your holiday. For example, guide to guest ratio, the safety stuff that in place, the emergency procedures, uh, the kind of training, are they locals or who working in the company or just foreigners who have zero experience in the water. So these are kind of red flags, and choose the right people and get in the water, you'll be fine. So now if you are swimming somewhere and randomly, in a very rare case, you've been approached by a large tiger shark or a bull shark or anything, then keep eye contact, start swimming while looking at the sharks, no splashing, no panicking, just gently swim, keep your feet or legs or fins under in the water and just kick back to the boat or back to the beach or wherever you're swimming from. And it comes too close to you, just either point your fin towards it, and if you're comfortable redirecting, just put your hand on top of the shark on the snout, lock your elbow, and just gently redirect it from away from you. And obviously follow through. The shark might turn and come back to you, and then do it again, and then just gently swim back. And as long as you see the sharks, um, you'll be fine. If it approach you, just do that. Don't do it too aggressive, too hard. If you are aggressive towards the shark, it's gonna turn back and be more aggressive. So be gentle. Yeah, strong enough to push it away. And yeah, so you can go back to safety. Again, it's all about you preparing yourself. If the visibility is bad and there are sharks around the area, don't get in the water.
Mhm.
Don't go swimming or don't, and a lot of people go swimming in a river mouth, for example, where there's bad visibility. Places like Australia, there are bull sharks and other different kind of sharks in those areas where hunting and stuff, and you're not wearing even a mask and you don't see anything. Obviously, you're asking for trouble. So
Yeah.
if you know those kind of areas, don't get in the water with just always go with the areas which is at least clear, so you see if there's a shark around you.
Yeah. I think about the redirecting, I wouldn't advise someone that has never been with sharks before to redirect them, right? What you explained about with like heading out with a locked elbow, and I mean that's just like maybe worst scenario. The shark
Yeah,
comes.
the worst case scenario, if the shark is approaching to you, you have to do it.
Yeah. But then go confidently, just do it.
Yeah,
Not,
you can't hesitate. You have to do it.
I
Or
mean,
if you're,
sharks are very sensitive beings, right? So they're sensing like if someone is nervous or whatever, right?
yeah, they
Mm.
can feel it. Obviously, if they are interested in you, they are interested in you. It could be any reason, right? You're on the surface, you are splashing, or the shark is super hungry, haven't eaten for a while. Whatever reason it could be. But if it is interested in you, it is interested in you. So, um, yeah, just you have to do it if you're alone.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are in your dive school also educating safety divers for the sharks, right?
Yeah.
So if someone is interested in doing that, what are the obligatory things that you guys are looking for?
You mean to do the safety training?
Yes.
So we host about 12 people a year um, for shark safety training and dive master. And you have to have minimum dive master in order to do safety training. And you should stay 30 days, at least 1 month with us to know understand the basic safety training. And we this year also we had about like 11 people came. Then the last group is right now on the island doing their training. So those are the opportunities people can take and understand about sharks and learn and do the safety. And also people who don't want to do it professionally, we have basic, the shark safety specialty course or our presentations, scientific presentations and stuff like that. People can attend those things and learn more about the sharks.
Mhm.
And also, we put a lot of videos on social media explaining about those things. So if you can't come and do it, just watch those videos. You're probably gonna learn a lot.
Yeah. You guys have been also on Netflix, right? So how does it with all the shark series? And I actually downloaded Netflix just to watch it. So I'm gonna watch all the sharks.
Mhm.
Um, how did Netflix come towards you guys with the sharks, or how did all these projects started to happen?
This one of the project actually we are very proud of being involved. It started with obviously my networking. I know some people in the space, especially in production, very well-known people in the industry. And then when they started with this concept, the idea came from making a series or making a shark series that is different than currently available, like Shark Fest or what's the other one? The Shark Week is always very aggressive, mostly negative message about the sharks and some corny storyline. So we wanted to do something that is that doesn't make the sharks look bad.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, after many discussions, the idea came to have a competition and finding sharks and educating sharks. And uh, from the beginning, I was involved on the discussions. And at the end, one of my requests to Mike and Devon and the guys who were creating the story was the premiere episode should be filmed in Fuvahmulah.
Mm-hmm.
And they agreed to that, and that's how it came to the island, and we were able to do it pretty successfully. And I think there's been a really good show in terms of the message about the sharks. And also, it's been really good for Formula in terms of marketing and exposure
Yeah.
to the island and in Maldives in general.
How much time did it take to film and produce this? I think it's 40 minutes, 30 minutes or something for the
I
first
think
series.
the filming was about 7 days, 6 days. The preparation was more than a year,
Mm-hmm.
and the post-production was another year. So all in all, about 3 years, three and a
Mm-hmm.
half years of project. Yeah.
I think that's something that most people they watch it and then they're like, oh, cool, but they are not aware about all the
Yeah.
background work, which is connected with it. Yeah.
Especially filming on a remote location like us. We had, I think, about 3.5 tons of equipment, just camera gear. Almost 70 people came from abroad. Uh, it took us, like I said, a year to prepare, and we had to make sure every little, even a tiny battery.
Hmm.
Sometimes we had to fly to Male
Hmm.
to buy one piece of battery and come back.
Yeah.
So that was this is a lot of work, man. But it went pretty smooth because we were prepared. We were very prepared for the production.
Hmm. When you're looking at your current state, like about the businesses that you were just talking about and stuff, what is one big dream that you're having for yourself, like for you privately and also for your business life?
For me, I'm sure that I am where I want to be. I
Hmm.
don't want to be more rich. I don't want to have more money. I don't want to have none of it. I'm very content with what I have. And I have a home. I'm building my house right now. Once I'm done with it, my goal is to make all my friends, everyone around me successful.
Hmm.
For example, I'm starting little new, meaning like I'm doing a clubhouse right now, and my one of my closest friend, he's gonna be like a partner in it. I just brought him. He's not invest in anything. I just gave him some percentage of it, and he's gonna run it, manage it, do it. And I'm doing something else as well, but I'm bringing another friend in it. So that's my goal, is to make everyone around me stable and successful, and just live in my home and dive with sharks every day.
And
To be honest,
about the sharks themselves, what is your wish for that? Because I mean, that's still a big thing in the world. I mean,
yeah,
still a big problem.
I think honestly, like everyone would say, we want to protect them and we want people to stop killing them. But can we achieve that? I don't know. But at least sharks around our island, I want to protect them.
Hmm.
I don't want people to come and fin the sharks and do any of it. So I'll fight to death if I have to protect those sharks around us. And obviously, internationally, if there's anywhere I can make a difference, I'm happy to do it. That's why on the island we invest a lot of money on research and science and understanding their behavior and so much. As you have seen what we do.
Are you guys working with other dive schools who are, yeah, observing the sharks worldwide, or how is this network happening?
We do have few dive centers on the island work with us, or we work with them in project basis. So if there is a collaboration that is required, we work with them. But mostly, I don't wait for someone else to come and let's do this. So if I feel like it's a good project, I invest my own money on it and I do it.
Hmm.
That's how I look at it. Again, the conservation world is also quite, there's a lot of drama in it. There's a lot of, things that I don't want to talk here. But for me, I want to avoid all of it. If I feel passionate about a project or a research or something, I invest my own money. I
Hmm.
don't look for funding. I don't ask for funding, except, in our presentation, I asked the people and our guests, they donate here and there. But mostly, yeah, if I believe in the project, we just do it.
Hmm.
And we have people, scientists, marine biologists who will be ready to do whenever, and we ask them, they come and they do the projects.
Hmm. There's some judgment also about that people are against feeding sharks, right? And I mean, you guys are obviously also feeding them to have them around to dive with them. And some of the sharks are having like injuries like the pirate who is blind on one eye, or they have like some hooks in their jaws. And I mean, what do you personally say towards that? Like,
I mean, those are not deliberate injuries. I would say the hooks are, at least our sharks, they're coming from when tuna fishermen are fishing, the sharks go and take the tunas or they get caught on those lines. So those are not deliberate attempts, and it's not necessarily terrible for the shark having a hook is like a piercing, I would say for them. Obviously, it's annoying, I would say, but it's not a worst thing. Um, yeah, hand feeding, deliberately hand feeding itself is, I would say, is not a best thing to do because sharks are going to get conditioned to those movements by hand, and people associating people with food and things like that. But with us is a very unique case, right? We don't hand feed or we don't let them associate humans with food in general, right? It's been practiced on the island for very, very long time. The fishermen's dumping the fish waste back in the water. The sharks come, they feed. So basically, what we're doing is we take in a couple of tuna heads, put it under the rock, and we move away. The sharks come, they find the food on their own, throw the rocks, whatever, they eat the tuna heads. So I think it's a healthy way to do it, the way we're doing it without associating us with the food. So that being said, do they get conditioned to the sound of the engine and boats and stuff? Yes, they do, but they also have been conditioned to the boats for very long time because of the fishermen, right? So I think the safest for us and for the sharks is the way we do it without hand feeding. Yeah.
and would you say like one of the sharks, the pirate that is blind on one eye, that she would survive without being fed in your area there, or what do you think about that?
I think Pirate is okay. Even if she's blind on one eye, she's fine. But for example, Georgina, she have like completely broken jaw. She can't hunt. So she relies on easy meals like us.
Hmm.
And you can tell she leaves also wherever she goes every now and then. But when she come back, she's always skinny.
Hmm.
When she leaves the island, she get really healthy and fat.
Hmm.
And then wherever she goes for a few months, and when she come back, she's super skinny.
Yeah.
And I deliberately give her some tuna heads when she come back to make her fat and healthy, you know. So I think we don't know, obviously, 100%, but a lot of injured sharks come closer to the island looking for these kind of easy food. That's at least our observation.
Hmm. And you guys have a lot of pregnancy going on there as well, right?
Yeah.
So
And
do
again, my personal belief is Fuvahmulah is a gestation ground for females. That's why we have out of 300 individuals that we have IDs, more than 90% is females, and we see in our database they come, they get pregnant, and they stay during their gestation period most of the time around the island and then leave, give birth, come back, do it all over again. And I think there's a good reason for that because we have abundance of food around the island, a very healthy fish stock, so they can hunt, they can feed, and there's no human pressure, there's no fishing, shark fishing itself, so it's a very safe place for them to spend their gestation period around the island.
Mhm. Have you seen ever baby tiger sharks coming also in that area, or what? How does it work? Like, I mean, they are no mammals, so they are laying their eggs, right?
They are not mammals. I haven't seen a baby shark, but we've seen young juveniles coming back to the island, but we don't know where they go to pup. We don't know where they give birth. I think the sharks are called oviviparous or something like that. So
Mhm.
tiger sharks itself, they have the eggs inside, they hatch the eggs inside the belly, and then the uh, babies grow up to I think 80 centimeters or something like that. Um, and then they give birth,
Mhm.
and the shark is ready to survive on its own.
Mhm. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thank you so much, Ina. I will also tag Ina's social media here that you guys can have a look. And also, I highly recommend to check out Ocean Ramsey because I think it's also a very special person, very strong, influencing towards the shark community. And yeah, I also really hope that it changes a bit the mind and idea about sharks because yeah, like I mean I'm having a lot of friends that are also in the diving industry and obviously they have a more healthy picture about sharks. But there's still many people that are, oh my God, like sharks, how can you do that? So I really hope that people are giving it a chance and a closer look because it's incredible animals and the ocean would be miserable without them. They're very healthy for the ecosystem. And if they wouldn't be around, we would have a huge problem, basically. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Sharks are the most important thing in the ocean. And essentially, it is connected to our survival too, because without the ocean, we can't survive.
Mhm.
I think 2.5 billion or 3 billion people rely their protein from the ocean, and without a healthy amount of sharks in the ocean, there will be no life um, in the ocean. So we all know that. And yeah, protect it, save it, do what necessary to do in order to protect them. We don't know how long these sharks as we see now will exist the way things are going right now.
Yeah. And same for whales because I'm more passionate about whales, about especially humpback whales is the same thing. Like whales in general are very important for the oceans. I'm reading a book in the moment. It's called what is the name? We the Whales or something. Like, and it's very interesting. It's written from a perspective from a woman that is basically telling about the emotions of the whales, behavior, all kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
it's super interesting.
Whales are a really good story that they bounced back, after whaling in 60s and 70s, and their population was really low, and now humpback whale especially is an amazing story how they came back.
Mhm.
The population is, although there's a lot of threats still, but they bounce back pretty strong because they're globally protected
Yeah, that
foremost.
will stay like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you so much, Ina.
You're
Um,
welcome. Thanks for inviting me.